Hello, how you doing? Thank you so much for being here, joining me in this Friday live that is going to be our free service day. You guys can ask questions, you guys request healing that it will be done during this transmission, but at the same time, during the week in the healing circle, I do send healing from whoever requested. That comes through me, but from your own guides. And I remember that the Saturday live that we had at 12 p.m., we changed it at Friday 11 a.m. Pacific time. And we're going to be seeing if there is another change that we need to do. Thank you so much for being here. You guys, please let me know with a like or an emoji that the sound is good. And let me know if I can see. I'm going to be in a conference, live conference from the website Star Codes. I am being honored to be invited. We're going to talk about the race of Lara. I haven't invited before, but not in a conference like that. So for the ones that are in the email list, I'm going to send a link if you guys would like to join. There is an amazing person that I'm going to be, but one that I know that I follow, and thank you so much. And I started loving her life language is Eva Marquez. I don't remember the name of the other ones, but I'm going to send a email later today or tomorrow with the information just in case you guys would like to join, because many interesting people it's going to be there, so maybe you would like to come by. Those meetings are free. And today I wanted to talk a little bit, so I give you guys a few minutes to know that I'm alive, to set your intentions, to ask your questions, and for Facebook to allow me to see those comments so I can go back to you. I want to set the intention for all of your higher self to guide me, to speak through me, so every word, every feeling, every intention, every sensation that comes back and forth between all of us can be done from the highest and the highest good, and we can bring seeds of light that spread and grow from the benefit of all. Thank you so much for being here. I want to talk about healing because from my students in the Wayshower Masterclass, this month we're going to talk about healing. Last month we talked about shadow. And for the ones that are supporters for me in Facebook, I have been sharing some of the same material. And for the ones that are in the membership on YouTube, I have been sharing the same thing because I do the course for myself. And last live, we talked a little bit about the shadow and what the shadow is and how we could clear that shadow out. If you guys have any questions about what shadow is, or you guys can share what is your favorite technique to clear your shadow, thank you so much. And at the same time, what is the technique you use when you feel you are in your shadow? I have noticed that a lot of people, it isn't feeling that they are in the right side of the energy, whether the solar flares or the equinox that is going to be the 38th or the 31 of this month, or the planets of the astrology, or whatever is going on. Many people are going through a lot. So it's actually in divine timing that I want to talk about healing this time. And if you can set your intentions for healing, I will invite each of you to share your healing for yourself, but also with someone else through the permission of higher self. That person could be a random person, or maybe someone that you know that is in need of healing. For example, for me, I'm going to add my cat. I took him yesterday to the vet because I had like kidney failure. And I have another friend who is very close to me that she has a cat that is sick in critical condition. So this is my intention for today. And something that I have learned, you guys, because I have been doing shadow work for 2 or 3 months, and maybe you will relate to me. It is. We have talked about that everything is energy, remember? And when we have done abundance or manifestation channelings in the page, we have talked about how the frequency and the vibration blended and could create harmony or distortion. According to the law of attraction, like attract alike, right? So sometimes I remember when I started working in manifestation, it couldn't make sense why, even though you set certain intentions and I was doing my best at a certain time in my life, a lot of things happened to me. I was in a very heavy dark night of the soul. That it is when awakened people go through a certain period that feels that shadow is coming strongly. At that time, my third eye opened, my mediumship. I had no idea about chakras. I just did my Reiki, but I wasn't practicing yet. So I wasn't trusting my own abilities. I was seeing all kinds of entities, from the ones from the underground, ghosts, elementals, shadows, walking, souls that were sleeping in the other side of the world, all kinds of aliens, all kinds of angels that I couldn't communicate. I had no idea what they represent, if they were to attack me, or what was the reason why I was seeing all that stuff. And for me, it was freaking scary. I was trying to do meditation, morning, lunch, night. I was having crystals, oils, incense, prayers, affirmations, mantras, everything, and nothing was working out. Why things sometimes don't work out? Because I was in my shadow, trying to breathe a little bit of light. So because I was in my shadow from my insecurity, all the light that I was bringing in from the Reiki and the crystals and meditations, it was being faded away. I hope that makes sense. But when you are in your light, that you feel, thank you for being here. Please have your questions. In 5 minutes, I'm going to go into all of your questions. When you are in your light and someone else is bringing a shadow aspect, we hold the space for that shadow frequency that could be toxic, a mean comment, something that says something hurtful, or that is just in a bad place. We can hold the space for them without being affected, and that shadow can be transcended and transformed in something else. But if I am not in my 5 minutes of rainbow stability, inspiration, anything that comes to me is going to be a trigger. Whether that is Neptune and Venus in conjunction, or retrograde, or the solar flare, or anything, because I'm not stable. Yes, the PayPal, you guys can find it in my website, encodedfrequency.com. I will type that later in the comments. But all the donations that you guys do throughout just being here, Facebook donate to me once in a while, and the stars that you guys donate, they deposit to me every month, which I'm very grateful, because I have been using that money to purchase music from my friend Frederick from Sounds of Life, that he does majestic music for the meditations, and I appreciate the support. And I want to do a healing course for free. I'm going to post about it. I'm going to organize myself, and that is going to be done, I think, I don't know if it's going to be a Friday or a Saturday, and it's going to be live for 3 or 4 hours. So if you guys would like to be activated in your healing abilities, or maybe you already have Reiki, or maybe you know about bioenergy or pranic or anything, I'm going to channel, and I'm going to do a live activation for whoever would like to join. I'm going to post the date and the mechanics to participate in the days to come. I will organize myself with the things, probably after the Lara conference. And if you guys would like to donate, it will be appreciated in whatever form. If you can donate, it doesn't matter. But if you feel guided to be here, that's fine. But whatever you donate, I try to use it to do more free stuff, because I know a lot of people is having hard time. And if you would like to participate, just check the calendar. I'm going to post the date this week, and it's going to be like for 3 hours. If you guys have questions about healing or anything, or just would like to join, we're going to activate our healing hands and probably our channel library. I don't know exactly what will come through, but I will go with the flow. And this is something that I want to do from the shadow work that I did. I asked myself, and I told that the week before, that if only working on myself, it was enough. Or I needed to do something for the world. Or if I just closed my eyes, it was enough, right? And my realization, it was that if I work on myself first, and I feel like a unicorn, I'm so balanced that I can hold the space for others to heal through me, through my own balance, it is when I can do things for the world. Not fighting the fighting, because that will multiply more chaos. But when you feel unstable, when you feel good, and someone comes to you because he's going through a divorce, and you can listen, even though the energy that brings it's lower than your own, and you can hold the space understanding that we all have things that happen to us out of the blue, that sometimes we're not there yet, that we need a little bit of time to hold ourselves. It is when we help each other. But it's me first. We cannot help anyone if I'm not 100% balanced into where I am, because when I help others and I'm not 100% full, I'll take from my own to give to others. But when I'm full, source comes to me and multiply what I give into both of us. Does that make sense? Next week, I would like to talk about emotions and how our emotions create disease. This is something that is going to be shared in the next month. And now, please type your questions to start going to the questions we have. Thank you so much, Berta. I appreciate your support. You're one of my angels. Vanessa, thank you. Appreciate it. Let me see if you guys have questions. If I had missed it, you hear crackles. Sarah, yes, because my neighbor has a gardener doing something, so probably this is why. And at the same time, there is a lot of dogs in my neighborhood, so they may be barking once in a while. And I live close to the airport. Okay, let me see. Let me see if, Sarah, do you have any question? I do clearing by going back to the earliest memories, bringing in and out to me. Yes, actually this is one technique that we can use, especially aligned with Buddhism, I think. It's called Tonglen. You go to the feelings that you feel are in your shadow, and then while you tune into that sorrow, let's say, or grief, you bring healing while you breathe for yourself and also for all others that may feel grief, because we're all connected. It may not seem that we are, but we are. So everything I do for myself, it will help all others. Delia, I appreciate. Thank you so much. Pineda, please share what the symbol in your palm. Okay. This is for me to open a portal, and I tried to do the infinite symbol, but because I'm left-handed, it got a little bit. This one, I use it to download because it's like half moon with an opening. And this one represents for me that all of my guys are with me. I don't know if that makes sense. Symbols, you guys could have symbols with, some people do the sigils that are kind of like angelic symbols. They wrote the word that they would like to create a symbol in a circle. Like for example, let's say that if it's abundance, and with the letters inside of the circle, they kind of do like a shape, kind of like that. This is something that everyone can Google online and do it for yourself if you want it. But when I started opening my own channel, my guide said 0 tools other than your intuition. That when my intuition it was going to be strong enough, I could go with cards of muscle testing or any other technique. So with symbology, and we can practice if you guys want. If I show you like this, what do you think it means? And you will know what it means from what you feel when you gaze at the image. What for you represents. And this is how I do the drawing. Sometimes people request something very specific, but Spirit has a different idea. So when I start doing the colors and the shapes, something comes through. And then I said, it looked like a hand. It looked like a tree. And then I start going through and then something will be revealed. So whether that I wrote a meaning or I don't, the image, it will be a message by itself. And it's very powerful than any other technique because it bypasses the mind. Normally we are using steps in techniques, but in love language you have to go with your intuition like one way or another, because there is no other way to understand it, and you understand it through feelings. Because feelings, ideas becomes feelings, and then feelings become physical matter, actually, in our biology. If, I don't know if you guys remember, but, and at the end, I will say what I think it means. I don't know if you guys remember when 9/11 happened. I remember that sadness when I was watching the airplanes crash in those buildings and all that stuff. The sadness and the sorrow that I felt broken, it lasted for me like 2 days. And I wasn't not even in US. And I didn't know anyone, but I didn't need to. I just empathized with what was happening through the image. I don't watch terror movies anymore, but one time, a few years ago, I had to because we were in a group and they wanted to see the Saw movie. And I hate it. I couldn't sleep after a month. I was seeing all of those things going over and over in my mind. And even if I see Vampire Diaries, that I used to like it a lot, that is kind of like a family series, if I watch it, I will dream with vampires at night because of my third eye. But everything that we feel that happens around will affect our body. For our body, it's real. If I see that they are bombing on Ukraine and I'm watching the news, my body is going to react as an emergency, like, let's run for our lives. And all of those chemicals that our body runs through when the emotion it isn't in the light, it is what at the end is going to create pains or disease. For example, a proof of that it is everyone in my family uses glasses. Some of my nieces and nephews, they are born with glasses. In the family of my ex, everyone has good sight, but they all have the teeth in wrong places. It is because whatever beliefs we have in my family, we're healing our sight. And whatever beliefs in my ex's family, it represented with family, because teeth represent family. Every time your teeth hurt, it is because you have an argument, an agreement, or something with a member of your family. But I will talk about in the next video. And this is something that is going to come through the next material for supporters and for the ones in the way short class. Bertha, she's asking for guidance. Okay, Bertha, works with your heart, but actually to heal your sacral chakra. Your energy looks like if you are on fire. I don't know exactly what's going on in your life, but it has to do with, I think, let me ask, tune into what I said, more joy, more relaxation, but through love. I hope that makes sense. Your heart is good. That heart is supporting the sacral chakra, Berta. I don't know if that makes sense. Emma would like to set intentions for family and loved ones. Thank you, Sarah. Let me see. Promise. Don't worry, Sarah. It doesn't matter. Things come the way they are meant to be. There is no need to promise anything. Honora Lewis, I would love to attend to the group meeting. Okay, then just for the healing activation workshop that I will do on the page for everyone to attend. I'm not sure exactly when that's going to be, but not more than a month, but I will post about it. Thank you, Lily. Any messages from Kali Ma? Let me see. Thank you so much, Lily. I appreciate it. Okay, Lily, when I tune into the connection that we have, it was like a cloud of magenta that comes through, like, and then you have like the other normal colors that you have in your aura. So work in your divine feminine, because your divine masculine, it's strong, courageous, balanced, stable, all that qualities that a divine masculine has. But divine feminine is the one that holds all the space. So divine masculine can go and kick cosmically. I hope that makes sense. Magenta always represents in connection to earth. For me, priestesses, Mary Magdalene, Sophia, the ancient goddesses, or like the Brotherhood of the Rose, that it's that divine feminine that comes from our core and that create life. I hope that makes sense. Yes, I'm in blue today. Okay, Emma, thank you so much. Some guidance? Yes. Connect more with the elementals, Emma. You have elementals around, and the elementals are very helpful to connect with because they are in the same or very alike frequency than us, and they are earth beings too, so we are kind of going through the same things, but they have more access, like to go through illusions than us. That's why our ancient people sometimes would leave offerings and presents for them, because they could do favors, or they could be very playful with you, but they're excellent for cleansing spaces, excellent for abundance manifestation, to find beings that you lost and you don't know where they are, things like that. You can connect with the elementals that you have around. I feel like from plants and connect, and they will help you and you will help them in the journey. Thank you. Stacy, do my guys and sisters and family have any message for me? Yes. Guys always have message. Okay, I'm getting a few things and I was kind of asking for clarification. The first thing that I saw, it was contemplation. And then I was like, okay, what is that about? And then the second thing, it is like listening more to yourself. So I think spend more time in silence so you can listen what's happening in you and around, so you can be more in charge of what you would like to happen. I'm gonna say it in another English. If we don't stop and we are swimming all the time, it's hard for us to listen. But guides, all guides in from all dimensions are always trying to assist, because if we go better, they get better. It's all like a chain and like a ripple or domino effect that we all help each other. But we have to stop and listen. In silence, it's great to listen, because after 10 minutes in silence, and our mind saying like, okay, I'm still thinking, but I shouldn't be thinking. Okay, but this is silent, but I'm not hearing anything. But at some point, the mind will just get tired and it will start saying things. And underneath that, it's when you can hear what spirit has for you. Thank you, Delia. I appreciate any messages. Yes. It feels like you are open. And this come very quickly and very clear. I feel like you are open to many different teams, frequencies, and agendas. Try to consolidate all that you have been learning or listening or tuning in into what works for you. And this is kind of like when you bake a cake. The flour, you just have to discern it. In Spanish, it will be like discernir. I don't know how that will be in English, but you use a thing so the flour come through, and then if it has any things on it, you remove those. So whatever flour that comes through the tool that we use, that you guys know what it's called in English, it's more pure, more soft, more gentle, so like cake tastes better. This is what we should do with all the information that comes through, because remember, all its energy and all will attract and repel. This is the laws of the universe. They're having said forever and ever. It's something that I'm inventing or something new. We all know this. Maybe we'll have read the same books, the same guides, etc., etc. But what we tune into is what we add our soul into that stream. And remember, like attracts alike. Yes. Let me see. Thank you, Anna. Appreciate it. For your fairies. Yes. I know you take care of your kitties because we are friends. What the fairies are saying is that like each kitty that you have has its own group of kitties, and you can tell the fairies to assist you with them. Cats have like a different heaven and like a different process of ascension than us. Different. Some will set better, some will set more simpler, but the same name you call the kitty, you can call the guys of that kitty, and you can ask them to assist you, and they would, but you have to make an agreement with them. I don't know if they would like offerings or they would like for you to make a deal with them, and they can assist you with the cats. I hope that makes sense, Anna. The elementals are always very playful. And at the same time, that is the message too. Don't forget to enjoy that you love each of those kitties, and they are a bunch of smiles, not only for you, but for everyone else that you share those pictures. So remember to do it always from what really matters for you, that is that the joy to have them, the joy that they give to you, and that joy that they will give from whoever family will have them in the future. I hope that makes sense. Sometimes when you hear guides, you hear them through your intuition, but it is in English, is feeling. And sometimes they get excited. It's just like, say it, say it, say it. And I'm just like, come on. And sometimes I feel like I want to just like spit it out. But then I just have to set boundaries with guides so I can keep in charge of the space that I hold for myself, but also for each of you. Okay, I have 15 more minutes to go. Any last two questions? And then I would like to do a light language transmission for all of us. I know there is a lot of things going on. Remember to be paying attention of the calendar. I'm going to post in no more than a month. I'm going to do a healing workshop available on the page for whoever would like to know more about healing, or have questions, or assess encoded frequency and participate with me. There is no requirement to pay anything or donate, only if you feel guided to do it, but it's part of the guidance that came through after I asked myself if I needed to do something extra for the collective. And my guys, to me, I was in a dream, and I think I'm gonna close with that, because we all have things we want to manifest. And sometimes we said, when I have that, I'm gonna be very happy, because I don't have that now, right? And especially when we see things that happen in the collective, when there is no water anymore, when there is no child being abused, when there is food in every house, when the economy is better, when we have a different government, etc., etc., etc. So I was doing my shadow work, and I was debating about, do I only help myself, or do I also do things for others? And then I had a dream. So in my dream, it was a guy at a table that I have no idea how it looked. I just said that I was talking with someone, and then that person asked me, so what do you want to manifest? And then I said, I want to manifest more income, a new business. And then they said, okay, what do you have? And I said, well, I don't have anything. I don't know what to do, so I'm asking you for help. And then the guy said, well, I will help you, but you have to help me first. What do you already have? And I was just like, oh, I don't have anything. And then the guy said, well, you must have anything because you are here and you're supposed to have all resources you have already. So look inside. What do you have? And I was just like, well, in my house there is a tree of oranges. And then the guy said, then let's just sell orange juice. And then it was like, we signed a thing. And I was just like, what was that about? Right? What was that about? And I think that was about that. We always have things we could do to make our day better, but also the day of everyone else, because we are everyone else. It isn't my responsibility to tell others what to do because others have their free will. I only am responsible for myself, the energy that I bring here for each of you, for me priority, for my kids, for my family, from the ones that love me. That if at the same time that I take care of myself and all the things I do, I can do a bit of more, it is the extra that is going to help us to be unified so we can go into new earth. And the only thing I have to give is knowledge, because I read a lot and I love to learn, and I'm also studying something. And I said, okay, so then when I can, I will do free courses for the rest of the year. So whoever is eager to learn and whoever is just waking up and maybe can take advantage of something that I know could use it as a benefit, and that it's enough. Whatever happened with the information that I give in the healing workshop is not upon me, it's going to be upon the universe and whatever we do with what we already have. And with that, I would like to finish with just 10 minutes of light language. If you go with me, I assure you whatever I couldn't answer, whatever I feel I didn't do it yesterday and I want it, something that I want to do but I don't know how, some questions that I don't have, some path that I don't know how to see is going to come through if you set your intention. And I'm going to do a little bit of sound. Trust that whatever you hear, whether you understand or not, since this video is started, is going to be a message for whoever is ready to be open to receive it. Messages go not through the words that I said, but through the meaning that I put on it, from my soul to each of you in whatever way I'm capable, because I'm still learning too. We're all in the same boat, aren't we? So let's take just 10 minutes, no more. Set your intentions, whatever you have that is just like, oh, this is heavy, I don't want it. Hold it here and we're going to release it for the highest good of all. Okay, so just tune into the light. And as you tune into the light with me, I want you to breathe and in the oxygen, out light. And as you exhale, do it through your mouth and say, ah. You release whatever that may be bothering you. Pikara ake eshka ba ti eke eseko ashna. And just breathe like in any color and open heart, lungs, and then let it all out with whatever sound that you can do. Ma kiara te esekora pari ike eshka. Sorry. I'm being silent, but I'm healing something, so let's just hold the space. Now, as you breathe and set your intentions, let's invite the light. I have green light from the elementals. Kiravara kiri eshkata asekurovati eshka. Uva si eke eshka tokoro si eki eshka koro va aki ina. And we have a group of fairies all around us with small brooms and containers of fairy dust. Kiada koro kiashka sakore kiashka. Woo! Ite kia sera kore kiashka ta oso koro va aki ashka. They said that humans take life so seriously and forget to rejoice and have an adventure while they are here in physical form. And I'm seeing that we have two main fairies dropping fairy dust in our crown, Kikira karagoro serekiera karak eskere serakori kira koro korva akiera sereki eskato upa. Kiri kira sarako ahaka apa aseki eska. And as you breathe, feel a shift. Feels lighter, feels joyful. I feel like tingles in my body. I feel actually the fairy dust like to my brain, to my face, to my ears, and each of your heads. Hiravara koroku sereki eshka. And your hands are going to receive fairy dust. Kivara koro koro oko oshka. And you will see that each of you will have a sphere of light, like a glowing sun. Kiva koro kire sereki eshka. Baba ki esa kori iki eshka. So they're asking for permission to clean our spaces, our houses, vehicles, technology, phones, and our physical body. So you may feel sensations in your body if you pay attention, where you feel that feels good, like tingling sensations, like tickles or wiggles. It is because you have your guides and the fairies. They look like kind of like Tinkerbell, but different, more earthy maybe. And if you feel any part of your body like needles, like pulling cords, like holes, like hooks, it is because you are doing work. So just breathe and trust. Be open. And as you see the spheres in your hands, one sphere is going to be for yourself, and the other sphere is going to be for whatever intention you have for today. Kika koro kiara sara koro vare ki eshta ko soro ko uki eshka. Kikira kara sara koro koro vara kare eshikara ko so ko ma kirike sara soro ko va ki era ashke eki ara koro uku oshka sere va iki eshka. Kura va sere kiara koro va kire eshka sere koro vare iki eshka. If you are open and ready to see, or to sense, or to listen, with yourself in a receptive mood and wait and see that message His fairies has for you. Kurovara, Pira Karasara Kurova, Eshka Kurova, and Ekina. Ki Ikiara Koro, also Kurova, Kiara Kiara, the Asara Korinina, Alala Baba Kurova, Eki Eshke, and A Kurova, Iki Eshka. Koro baba aki eshkete kusukutu ba aki ikira koro ba aka ni ese ku iki ishka ba aki ikira koro ba asa aki ishka. As you take a deep breath and tune into yourself, into your core, this decision is complete. Whatever you receive, it was given with the consent of your higher self and for the highest outcome of all. Before disconnecting yourself from the vortex that you are in, take advantage for a couple of seconds and visualize what you desire to manifest. And see that intention in your bubble of light going up, and being sent to the source. And after that, open your eyes, make sure you are grounded. Thank you so much for being here. Remember, next Friday, 11 a.m. for questions and a team. And I will post and probably advertise the healing workshop that I'm going to do on the page open for everyone. You guys can donate or not. It's upon everyone else what we're going to do, so we help each other. And what I have here to give to you, it's what I know. And with your presence, you're going to assist the page from growing, and we'll be supporting each other. If you are in need of help, you guys can request for healing. It's given daily only if you request it. During the meditations that we have, 5:55 a.m. and p.m. You don't have to be at that time if you don't want to. And sometimes in Facebook they don't have great sound. If you have a problem, take a few minutes to meditate. You can go to my YouTube channel and request healing. That will come through encoded frequency, but from your own team. And set the intention that you can be a clear conduit for unconditional love and pure source consciousness. And that's all you need to do, and you will receive whatever that is available for you. I will send an email for the ones that are subscribed in encodedfrequency.com to the email list. The invitation for the conference that I was invited for, Star Codes, who are the ones, the organization that are doing that. We have projects together, and I'm excited. I'm excited to be there. So a bit scary to be in front of people doing something new, but I'm eager to see what will come through. For the ones that are with me in the course, if I haven't contacted you for the one-on-one, please message me. You guys know that my mind is all over the place sometimes. And next month, we're gonna work healing, all of us supporters. You guys can be a supporter. I think it's like $1 a month. Every meditation they'll ask you if you guys will support, and for supporters you guys have 20% in services, and I share special content. And in YouTube, someone asked me why there are some meditations that I cannot access. I do have a library on YouTube that you guys can access for $2.99 a month, and there are extra meditations and things that I share. Have a beautiful weekend. Remember what Fairy said today. Don't take life that seriously. Don't forget to do something fun and that will be food for your soul. Have a beautiful rest of the day. Many, many blessings.